Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Leo. How are you? How you doing? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I am here with an oracle deck. We're going to start with the oracles today. This is called the Places Oracle. And after we finish up with the oracles, we're going to get to a 9-card draw. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended if you're interested in that. Also talk about private reads. You might be interested in that. Maybe you're not. But I'll give you that info at the end nonetheless. Thank you for coming back if that's what you do. If you're my ride or die Leo, thank you so much for that. Thank you for your hypes and the way that you're loving on the channel and growing your own tribe. The way you grow this tribe bigger than any other tribe is by hitting the thumbs up. It sends it back to the algorithm and brings other Leos here. So thanks for doing that. Let's find out what's going on for you, Leo, not just sun signs, moon rising, Venus and Jupiter. Do you have an Aries placement? Because shit's about to go sideways if you do. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it's all in the best interest of you, Leo. Let's find out what's going on. All right. Something seems amusing. We got the amusement park here. There's some fun coming up. We've got bustling hub. It says social nexus, lively activities, cultural melting pot. Then we have nightclub, and then we have the factory. I feel like you're going to be connecting with fun. I feel like I'm going to say that you have woken up from your slumber, Leo. You know as well as I do, the winter is not your season. You are a sun sign. Quite literally, you are a sun sign and you thrive in the sun. But look at all this. Bustling hub, nightclub. We've got this factory which is connecting things, people. Says industrial production, manufacturing process, and assembly line. I in my mind's eye, I see you going a lineup of people, and maybe it's at a social event, but as you go along the lineup, you're shaking hands, saying hello. Maybe it's networking. Maybe this is what I'm feeling here. But we have the amusement park. Look, something here is coming up that is going to be fun. It's going to be fulfilling. It's going to be nourishing. We got this supermarket here. It's going to be your choice, because when you go to the supermarket, what do? You shop for the things that you love. So I feel like you have some energy coming up in the next week or so, even maybe further from that. I mean, these readings are all fluid, not linear, right? Time is fluid, not linear. So it could be coming up now, could be coming up soon. But I feel like you're going to end up in a social, bustling hub somewhere where there's lively activities and like a nightclub sort of environment. So it doesn't have to be a nightclub, but it could be you go to a social event that ends up having a lot of music and drinks flowing and having fun. But I feel like you're going to meet people there. You're going to be networking there. That could mean work. That could mean just fun-loving people and amusement. So let's find out what's going on with the 9-card draw. Let's find out what's going on for you, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Find out what's going on with Leo. Look, you don't take Leo to the party. Leo is the party. So I feel like wherever you go is where the fun's going to be. Tell me about Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Not just sun signs, right? Tell me about Leo. We've got the Ace of Swords. So something is going to become clear. You're going to get communication, possibly an invitation. It feels like something's going to become clear. There's conversation coming here. I feel like you're going to learn about something, and all of a sudden something's going to be clear. It feels like you're going to make a decision. 2 swords are here, one in the hand of the page, and the Ace of Swords is here. It feels as though there is something you're going to be learning that will make something abundantly clear, that's going to force you to make some sort of a decision, and I think it comes to you in a moment of alchemy. So what is the moment of alchemy? You'll know. I'm just going to say. You will know. Everybody always knows when the moment of alchemy is here, because that's when things begin to move. It's like everything feels right, and that's what the moment of alchemy is. Look, if you're trying to push yourself to be social, it's not the moment of alchemy. If you're trying to push yourself to, oh God, I don't really want to go there, but I guess I should, that is not temperance. That is not healing. That is not, this is like the moment where everything falls into place. So just know that. If it's a situation where you feel like you have to force yourself to go, that's not the situation I'm talking about. You're going to make a decision about something that finally gives you clarity. You're going to learn something about the situation that's going to bring everything into clarity in a moment like that. Tell me more about Leo. We've got the Four of Pentacles. I think you've been protecting your energy. You might have been protecting your energy, possibly not really showing up places. Look, you love your alone time. I know that because I'm a Taurus. I'm a fixed sign as well. I'm a Taurus sun, but my son is a Leo, and I can go days. I live with him, and I can go days without really talking to him or seeing him. He loves his own time as well. And so I feel like you've been holding back, maybe recharging your social battery, not really going out. I feel like this time coming up, it's like it's time for you to get out of the house again. It's time for you to get under the sun, because if you live in a place that has seasons, you'll know that the sun is finally out in the northern hemisphere, right? The sun is finally out more than it has not been out. So I feel like you're just starting to thaw. That's what it feels like. So I feel like you're about to do a little bit of networking, possibly. I'm looking at the Four of Pentacles, but I do see the 3 under the hand, and then I see 1 here. So it feels like you're about to invest in some sort of building of a group, a friend group, a community. But it feels like you have been holding back from making conversation with people for a while. Look, you're in the King of Wands energy. I think you've come to this realization, maybe after watching people from a distance. Yeah, I need to get out there, take action. I need to go put myself in situations where I'm going to be having fun. Feels like somebody has been, I'm going to say that this devil energy, it feels like you've been tied to the everyday. You know what I mean? Work, eat, sleep, grind, grind, grind. And I feel like it's time for you to disconnect or detach from building the kingdom. Look, it's good to build your kingdom. It is, absolutely. It's necessary. But I feel like there are going to be times when you have to detach from work, grind, grind, grind in order to have a little bit of fun. I think this Page of Swords is now feeling like a bit of a nudge or an invitation that is sort of forcing you to make a decision. But please understand, if you feel forced, that's not the moment of alchemy. I feel like this the Temperance card here is showing up with the devil energy under it, because I feel like Temperance is going to overtake the devil. Feels like you are going to be pulling away from the ties that bind you to something you're obliged to or have to do. I feel like you're breaking Temperance shows up to tell you if you have to do it, or you feel chained to it, or it's a codependent situation. That's not the situation we're talking about. It's something that you do freely, because you have the energy to do it, or you have the passion for it. We have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I think that you wanted a reason to be around other people, and I feel like that reason is about to present itself. And the Ten of Wands is here. It almost feels like relief, I'm going to say. It almost seems like relief. Now I don't have to hold myself back. This seems like a good decision. I've been watching this group or this situation from a distance, observing it, and I feel like you come to a moment of clarity, but it does feel like you do get an invitation somewhere. Somebody might say, hey, you know what, we're all going here, and we're doing it in a couple weeks. I just thought I'd put it in your ear to see if you might be interested in going out and having some fun, right? We've got the Tower card. Interesting. And Tower is showing up here. And the Six of Pentacles. Look, I feel like you're making a decision on a moment's notice. It feels like somebody does say to you, look, in a week or so, we're going to be doing this. We would really like if you would join us. Maybe you're not feeling like you really want to go out or be part of a group of people. But I feel like in a moment, you change your mind without notice, and you decide to pursue something other than this merry-go-round, or this, I'm actually in my mind's eye, Charlie is showing me a hamster on a wheel. It's like the hamster wheel, right? So you're deciding to get off the hamster wheel, and I feel like this opportunity shows up for you, but you're the one that has to make the decision based on Temperance. Do I feel good about it? Do I feel balanced about it? Is this something that I really want to do? And I feel like you're going to be up in your head with a little bit of a block first before you make your decision. But I'm going to say that the reason I'm telling you this is because I think that this invitation is a place that you're going to go that is going to give you some sort of opportunity. Now, it could be an opportunity to get out and have fun. It could be an opportunity to meet other people. You could be networking, because we do have 3 pentacles under this hand in this card here. I feel like you could be networking, or you could be bumping into new people, making conversation, learning things about people, learning stuff about how to better or stronger build your kingdom. We can't do everything ourselves, and people in our lives show up sometimes just once, but sometimes they bring us messages, right? They bring us messages, and they bring us things that jog the memory or that bring clarity to something. You might be getting an answer to something you've been sort of stuck on. This two swords is a place where we can be blocked and not really listening to the intuition, or the intuition could be blocked. And so I feel like somebody here might say something to you that might change something for you, because temperance is here. We've got the Two of Cups. We've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. And we've got the Six of Swords. It does feel like somebody here is maybe hermiting or staying home, not going out, not really doing anything, because I feel like somebody here, your romantic foundation has crumbled. So the Two of Cups being here tells me that there is there's a deep bonded friendship, relationship, or loveship here that you were dealing with. And I feel like with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, that you figured out that the foundation was faulty. I think that you are no longer in that relationship, that friendship, or that situation. It could be a job, because the Six of Swords is here telling me that you've gone to a calmer place, and it was too chaotic living in a place where the earth was constantly moving under your feet. It feels like something had been eroding. I'm going to say, I'm just seeing water in my mind's eye, water going over rocks. Something had been eroding over time, and I don't feel like you noticed it was eroding, because you were on this hamster wheel of work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, right? Not me telling you that you might be a workaholic, Leo. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. What is this? I feel like you've been holding back from fun, or maybe you're just trying to control your fire here, your excitement. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, it does say here that now you're in this energy, this confident energy of growing things by yourself. I think that somebody here has kind of sworn off relationships. I'm not really interested in doing that. I'm now just sort of building me, focusing on me, building my reputation, building my confidence, feeling like I can stand on my own. And that's why you have been holding back, not because you're antisocial, because you are quite social, and in most cases, unless you have a lot of air. I'm talking mainly Aquarius. If you've got a lot of air in your moon or your rising, maybe you're not the person, maybe you're the person who doesn't necessarily need other people, but I feel like you are somebody who is building something on your own. And I feel like this invitation that's coming up for you to do some networking and have a little fun in the midst of it is something that is a bit of a surprise. It's something that pulls you off the hamster wheel, I feel. So the Page of Cups is here, indicating that there is something good coming your way. A good message. Somebody's going to ask you to go out, right? We've got conversation coming in. It's good conversation. It's sweet. It's kind. You know this person. You trust them. And I feel like this person is like, come on, out with us finally. We've got the Page of Pentacles. I think that the Page of Pentacles tells me that you go, because I feel like this is you coming out of this Page of Cups energy where, this kind of shocked me or surprised me that this person is giving me a personal invitation or wants me to go out. I think you materialize it. I think that's what the Page of Pentacles is. When this message comes in, it doesn't only come in like, it comes in a bit emotionally, but it is in the 3D. So I feel like you see somebody face to face, it feels like a face-to-face meeting with somebody, and they're like looking you in the eye when they're like, come on, we miss you, come out with us. I think this is going to be an opportunity for you to get off this hamster wheel. Tell me about the Devil. I feel like you're attached to something here, or something has you in a chokehold. Tell me about the Devil energy. We've got the King of Cups. You don't feel like exchanging emotional energy with anybody. I feel like you're not into it. Like, to me, the King of Cups keeps everything under the surface. That's the person who goes into the room full of people and is kind of just watching everybody, not really taking part, but maybe you just have been chained to life, but also because of the King of Cups energy, I feel like you're not interested in sharing emotional energy at this time. We do have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I really do feel like there was a breakup here somewhere. It feels like you're trying to, I think that you turn into a workaholic when something is wrong in your life, and you've put all of your focus and your time into building your kingdom. So maybe you take on an extra job, or you take on extra side jobs, or something like that. That's what this feels like. I feel like this devil energy, you being on the hamster wheel, the cause of it is because of some sort of emotional betrayal. And that's maybe why you're staying away from people. I feel like this Four of Pentacles tells me I'm just going to keep to myself for a while because I've been betrayed emotionally before, and I'm not giving anyone else a chance to do that. I feel like there's a choice to make here because this isn't going to be the place that you're going to be forever. This is a terrible place to be, and I'm sorry if this did happen to you, but it does feel like somebody emotionally betrayed you. But I feel like the Ten of Swords isn't only a betrayal, it's also a release. Right? When something comes to the end of the cycle, you're able to release it, but that's totally up to you. Some people will never let it go. Some people will let it hang on to them forever. It's totally up to you. And the Lovers is telling me that this was a deep-rooted relationship, but it also tells me it's your choice to let it go. You can let it go if you want to, and it's your choice to let it go. I feel like there's an invitation that's coming in, and I feel like you initially probably say no because that's what Leo does. Don't ever put Leo in a position where you want them to answer on the spot. It's not going to happen. Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, all of us, all four of the fixed signs don't like when somebody puts their back against the wall or makes them give an immediate answer. So it's likely you probably said, let me think about that. I think at the last second, you decide that you want to go. Tell me why the Tower is here. We've got the Seven of Cups. See, yeah, it does feel like you have a lot of other opportunities. I feel like other people come at you. Come on, do you want to come out? Do you want to do this? But I feel like you're feeling overwhelmed with the disillusionment of some sort of relationship. When the Ten of Cups for me is in the reverse, it's like, I thought I was going to be different than this. I thought I was going to be happy forever. And now I'm feeling like everything's up in the air. I don't really know what I'm feeling emotionally. It might be a little bit of numbing because the Seven of Cups is here. It might be, you know what? I don't necessarily know that I'm ready to share my emotions, right? You're in the King of Cups energy. It feels like whether you're the woman, the man, the feminine, the masculine, it feels like you're in the King of Cups energy, kind of keeping it under the surface and not really wanting to share your emotions with anybody. But I feel like after this Ten of Wands is here that you kind of drop it. I think that you're needing relief, and I think the relief that you need is just to go out and have a little bit of fun, Leo. I think that's what it is because the Ace of Wands is here. So I feel like this is probably your first outing after being hurt by someone, a best friend, an argument in the family. Maybe you've been ousted from a group of people. Maybe you've just pulled yourself out of a group of people, or it's probably a romantic breakup, but it was deeply emotional, whatever it is. And the cups don't necessarily mean it's love. It means it was deeply emotional for you and that you're keeping it all under the surface. You haven't talked to anybody about the betrayal. So maybe this Ace of Wands tells me you just need to go blow off some steam. And I feel like this King of Wands is like, okay, let's go. Let's do it. We're going to go into the extended. If you want to come into the extended and find out what is going on here, who is the person, what are they going to say, what are they going to ask you, how are they going to convince you that it's time for you to go out, what does it feel like when you finally release the burden of keeping to yourself, keeping everything to yourself? Because I feel like there's a group of people or a person who really wants to give you genuine, practical, reciprocal energy. And so it's all going to depend on how you feel in your King of Wands energy. Let's go into the extended. We will also talk about this. We'll talk about what kind of fun you're up against. And if you want to come into the extended, please look at the top of the comments. There's one pinned comment. Click on read more. You will see a link there for the membership area. That's where all these extendeds go. You will get 4 extendeds in a month for every one sign you watch for. And we have other things going on there as well. So if you're interested in that, come on over. And if you're interested in a private read, please know that I am doing pre-recorded readings and I'm doing live readings. If you want a pre-recorded reading, please take the link to Hypsee and take a look at all of my packages. They begin at $25 and they go up from there. If you are interested in a reading that is live, then please take a look at my schedule. Those have to be pre-booked. So if you want to connect with me live, then you can get between 5 and 75% off, even if you're a returning client. And I have many. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you guys. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. See you in the extended if that's where you are. And if not, I will see you again. Thanks, Leo. Bye-bye.